Man may not be on the top of his form, but he can still make himself useful.
Come off it. No need to mock the grave. May he rest in peace.
Everybody, just stay in your seats and remain calm. We should be able to defuse the problem. So sit tight. It'll all die and get your heart.
Strata, Car Navigation by Panasonic.
I couldn't sit still.